心燃烧，才是他们的愿望。
Iron Pillar sat by the small village path, his face blank, as he stared up at the deep blue sky. Iron Pillar wasn't his real name. He was born frail and weak, and his father, fearing he wouldn't survive, gave him a humble nickname according to local custom. His real name was Wang Lin. The Wang family was quite renowned in the neighboring villages. His ancestors had been skilled carpenters, and even in the nearby town, the Wang family was well known, owning several shops that specialized in wooden crafts. Iron Pillar's father was the son of a concubine and wasn't allowed to take part in the family's important affairs. After getting married, he left the town and settled in the village. Manaya, thanks to his excellent carpentry skills, their family lived a comfortable life. Even in the village, they were respected by many. From a young age, Iron Pillar was exceptionally smart and loved reading. He was full of ideas, and was widely regarded as a prodigy by the whole village. Every time his father heard people praise him, the wrinkles on his face would stretch into a contented smile. His mother was also very affectionate toward him. From childhood to now, Iron Pillar had always lived surrounded by his parents' love. He knew they had high hopes for him. While other children his age were already working in the fields, he was allowed to stay home and study. Reading books sparked many thoughts in him. He was filled with longing for the world beyond the mountain village. Lifting his head to gaze at the end of the small road, Iron Pillar sighed, closed his book, and stood up to head home. His father was sitting in the courtyard, holding a pipe. After taking a deep puff, he spoke as Iron Pillar walked in through the door. "Iron Pillar, how's your reading going?" Iron Pillar gave a vague reply. His father tapped his pipe and stood up. "Iron Pillar, you must study hard. Next year is the county's big exam. Whether you'll have a future or not depends on that. Don't end up like me, spending my whole life stuck in this village." Sigh. All right, you nag all day," his mother said as she brought dishes to the table in the courtyard. "If you ask me, our Iron Pillar will definitely pass the exam." Iron Pillar muttered in response and sat down to eat a few bites. His mother lovingly picked a few pieces of meat and placed them in his bowl. "Dad, has fourth uncle arrived yet?" Iron Pillar asked, looking up. "Judging by the time, he should be here any day now. Your fourth uncle's done better than I have. Hey, your mum should prepare some food for him." The mention of his younger brother brought a nostalgic look to his father's face. His mother nodded, emotionally saying, "Iron Pillar, your fourth uncle is a good man. These past few years, it's thanks to his help that your father's carvings could sell. If you succeed in the future, don't forget to repay him." As they spoke, the sound of a horse and wagon wheels approached. A hearty voice called from outside. "Second brother, open the gate." Iron Pillar jumped up excitedly and ran to open the courtyard gate. A strong, middle-aged man with bright eyes stood outside. When he saw Iron Pillar, he laughed heartily, patted his head, and said, "Iron Pillar, it's only been half a year, and you've grown taller again." Iron Pillar's parents quickly stood up. His father smiled and said, "Fourth brother, I figured it was about time you'd arrive. You're right on schedule. Come in, Iron Pillar, go get a chair for your uncle." Overjoyed, Iron Pillar ran into the house, brought out a stool, wiped it carefully with his sleeve, and looked at his uncle with admiration. The middle-aged man winked and teased. "Iron Pillar, what's with all the effort this time? Last time I came you weren't this enthusiastic." His father gave him a playful glare and said, "This rascal was just grumbling that you were late." The man laughed at Iron Pillar's blushing face and said, "Iron Pillar, your uncle didn't forget what I promised." He then took out 2 books from his robe and placed them on the table. Iron Pillar cheered with joy, picked up the books and flipped through them excitedly. His mother looked at her son with gentle eyes and said to the man, "Fourth brother, your brother always talks about you. Stay a few more days this time." The man shook his head and replied, "Sister-in-law, the family has a lot going on these days. I have to head back early tomorrow morning. Once everything settles down, I'll come visit again. He looked apologetically at his older brother. Iron Pillar's father sighed. Don't mind your sister-in-law. Pack your things in the morning. Family matters come first. We can always gather another time. The man looked at Iron Pillar's father and said, Second brother, Iron Pillar is 15 this year, right? His father nodded, eyes full of emotion. Second Bella, he'll be 16 next year. Time flies, feels like just yesterday. Then he looked at his son with affection. The man paused, then spoke seriously. Second brother, sister-in-law, I have something to tell you. The Hengyu sect is recruiting disciples this year. Our family was given 3 recommendation spots. I have one. Iron Pillar's father was stunned. His expression changed. Hengyu sect? You mean that sect of immortals? The man smiled and nodded. Yes, that immortal sect. Our family is considered quite reputable around here, so we have the right to recommend candidates. You know my son, he's neither good at studying nor martial arts. I doubt the immortals would accept him. That recommendation spot is precious. I thought of Iron Pillar. He's smart, loves reading. Maybe he has a chance. Iron Pillar's mother was overjoyed. Fourth brother, this. The man patted Iron Pillar's head and said, Second brother, sister-in-law, let's decide it like this. Let Iron Pillar give it a try. If he gets accepted, that'll be a blessing. Iron Pillar looked at them in confusion. He didn't quite understand what they were talking about. Immortals? What are immortals? He asked softly. 2. The man looked serious and explained. Iron Pillar, immortals are those who can fly through the sky. They have incredible powers beyond the imagination of ordinary people. In his confusion, a spark of curiosity about immortals began to take root in Iron Pillar's heart. Iron Pillar's father stood up excitedly and pulled Iron Pillar's mother down to kneel in front of the middle-aged man. The man hurriedly helped them up, speaking earnestly. Second brother, what are you doing? My mother died early. If it hadn't been for second sister-in-law taking care of me when I was young, I wouldn't be where I am today. Iron Pillar is my nephew. This is the least I can do. Iron Pillar's father was moved to tears. He patted the middle-aged man hard on the shoulder and nodded solemnly. Then, with a serious expression, he turned to Iron Pillar and said, Wang Lin, remember this well. No matter what happens in the future, you must never forget the kindness your fourth uncle has shown our family. If you do, I won't recognize you as my son. Iron Pillar trembled inside. Although the idea of immortals was still vague to him, the deep emotion in his parents' faces made him understand how much this meant to them. Without hesitation, he knelt in front of his fourth uncle and kowtowed several times, forcefully. The middle-aged man helped him up, praised him, and said, Good child, pack up your things in the next few days. I'll come pick you up at the end of the month. That night, Iron Pillar went to bed early. Even as he drifted off to sleep, he could still hear the voices of his father and fourth uncle talking in the courtyard. His father was in great spirits that day, even drinking wine, something he rarely did, insisting on having a few drinks with his brother. Immortals, what exactly are they? Inside, Iron Pillar was thrilled. Though still just a boy, he vaguely understood that this was a great opportunity, a chance to step beyond the mountain village and into a larger world. Chan, Garamum Tunjas Cages. Lapikund, Garamum Tunjas _ Alapikund. Early the next morning, fourth uncle departed. Iron Pillar's parents walked him all the way to the village entrance to see him off. On the way back, Iron Pillar clearly noticed that his father suddenly seemed much younger, and the way he looked at Iron Pillar was filled with hope, far more intense than the time he had prepared for the county examination. In a small mountain village, there were no secrets. Even something as simple as a dog giving birth to puppies could spread through the whole village in moments. So before long, everyone had heard from Iron Pillar's mother that he would be joining the Hengyu sect. People came one after another to visit and offer congratulations, each casting different looks at Iron Pillar, some admiring, some envious. The Wang family raised a fine son. Their child is being accepted into the Hengyu sect. I've watched Iron Pillar grow up, always a smart boy. Now he's going to be a disciple of the Hengyu sect. He'll have a bright future ahead. Iron Pillar's got real talent. Don't forget about our little village when you make it big. Come back and visit often. Words like these kept pouring into Iron Pillar's ears. Bit by bit, people started speaking as if he were already a disciple of the Hengyu sect. Every time his parents heard these remarks, they smiled so broadly, their faces could hardly contain it. Even the wrinkles on their faces seemed to fade. Whenever Iron Pillar walked through the village alone, the villagers would enthusiastically stop him to ask questions. Some even brought their children to him, using him as a role model. Blank. Half a month passed quickly. News of Iron Pillar, becoming a disciple of the Hengyu sect, spread to the 8 surrounding villages within a 10-mile radius. People came in droves to offer congratulations, mainly hoping to catch a glimpse of him. Everyone brought gifts. Iron Pillar's parents tried to refuse but couldn't, so they accepted them. However, after the guests left, they would always prepare generous return gifts. According to Iron Pillar's father, "Our boy is going to be an immortal. He must not owe too many favors. Everyone who came to visit, I'll repay them on his behalf." Even the Wang clan, the extended family, began hearing about how fourth uncle had given up his son's spot to Iron Pillar. One after another they came to offer congratulations. Iron Pillar's father took this very seriously. Many of those who now came had once looked down on him, even forcing him out of the family years ago. Now that they were showing up at his doorstep, the years of resentment in his heart seemed to melt away. It discussed with Iron Pillar's mother, and decided to host a grand feast. They spent a large sum to ask the village schoolteacher to write formal invitations, to be sent to the clan. The teacher refused to accept payment, but asked only that Iron Pillar acknowledge he had studied under him since childhood. Iron Pillar had no issue with this. It was simply the truth. Once the invitations were sent, most of the clan came to celebrate. Because there were so many guests, Iron Pillar's father arranged the banquet at the village square, setting up hundreds of tables. Villagers helped voluntarily with the preparations. Everyone spoke of Iron Pillar's bright future with admiration and encouragement. Meanwhile, Iron Pillar's father, with his wife and son by his side, stood at the village entrance to personally welcome the guests. He introduced every relative to Iron Pillar. "This is your third-great uncle. Back when I left the family, he secretly helped me a lot. You must repay him someday." Iron Pillar's father was helping an elderly white-haired man and said this to Wang Lin. Iron Pillar obediently agreed. The old man looked at him and sighed. "Second brother, time flies. Your boy's all grown up now. A fine lad, far more promising than you were." Iron Pillar's father blushed and smiled. "Third great uncle, Iron Pillar's been smart since he was little, definitely sharper than me. Take it slow now, dear, help him walk." Iron Pillar's mother quickly came to help the old man toward the banquet. As the old man walked away, Iron Pillar's father snorted and muttered, "That old guy used to look down on me, tried to push me out of the family. Now that you've got a future, he shows up to offer congratulations. HMPH, that's how relatives are." Iron Pillar nodded innocently and asked, "Dad, is fourth uncle coming today?" His father shook his head. "Your fourth uncle sent word. He's still out on business. He won't be back until the end of the month." At that moment, another carriage rushed up and stopped at the village entrance. A man in his 50s stepped out. Looking at Iron Pillar's father, he sighed and said, "Second brother, congratulations." Iron Pillar's father had a complicated expression. After a moment he said, "Big brother." The older man glanced at Iron Pillar and smiled. "So this is your boy, huh? Not bad. Maybe he really will get selected this time." Iron Pillar's father raised his eyebrows, then relaxed and said, "Iron Pillar might not have many strengths, but he's smart and loves reading. I believe he'll be chosen." "Well, not necessarily," a cold, arrogant voice interrupted. A boy about 16 or 17 climbed down from the carriage. He was handsome, with bright eyes and sharp features. His expression was full of disdain. Colossid Bortwen. Immortal sects are very strict when selecting disciples. They value spiritual fate. I think this kid looks dim-witted. It'd be a waste for him to go. Iron Pillar's father glared. Wang Lin glanced at the boy deeply but said nothing. The older man's face turned stern as he barked. "Wang Jia, where are your manners? This is your second uncle, and this is your cousin Wang Lin. Greet them properly." As he finished speaking, he turned to Iron Pillar's father and said, "My son speaks harshly, second brother. Don't take it to heart. However," changing the subject, he continued, "However, second brother, when an immortal selects a disciple, it's not a simple matter. Fate plays a part. This time, it's immortal Dao Shu, of the Hengye sect, who has taken a liking to my son, which is why the Wang family was granted 3 slots, one of which includes my son." Iron Pillar's father snorted and said, "If your son can be chosen, then my son certainly has a chance too." The young man sneered, ignoring the elder's rebuke, and spoke with disdain. You must be second uncle. I advise you not to rely on divine blessings. The path to immortality is said to be 1 in 10,000, and that's no exaggeration. This dumb kid is no match for this young master. I was personally appointed by the immortal master as an internal candidate. How can he compare? A trace of pride flashed across the elder's face before quickly disappearing. He gave a few more words of reproach, then clasped his hands to Iron Pillar's father and left with the young man, heading back to the banquet. Iron Pillar, don't feel pressured. Even if you're not selected, it's no big deal. You can still take the county examination next year. Iron Pillar's father had been holding in his anger for a long time. After a moment he finally exhaled and spoke sincerely. Wang Lin's eyes were firm as he said in a low voice, Father, don't worry, I will be selected. His father gently patted his shoulder, eyes filled with hope. They went on to greet more relatives. Eventually, his father brought him back to the banquet. By then the place was crowded and lively, with people exchanging congratulations and well wishes. My fellow clansmen, friends and elders, I, Wang Tianshui, am not an educated man, and don't know how to say fancy words, but today I'm truly happy. My son has the opportunity to be chosen by the Hengyu sect as a disciple. This is the happiest moment of my life. I won't say much more. Thank you all for coming to celebrate with me. After finishing, Iron Pillar's father raised his cup and drained it in one go. Second brother, your son has always been clever since he was young. He'll definitely be chosen, just like Wang Zhuo's kid, and become an immortal. Second brother, with a child like Iron Pillar, your life is complete. Just wait to enjoy the blessings. Iron Pillar, make sure you fight for your father's pride. No matter what, you must enter the Hengyu sect this time. The atmosphere was vibrant and joyful, with congratulations coming from all directions. However, deep down, many held mixed feelings, like Wang Zhuo's father. Outwardly, he offered congratulations, but in his heart, he had always looked down on his second brother, and even more so on his nephew. Looking at his own son, then at Iron Pillar, he disapproved inwardly. He thought, although fourth brother giving up a spot was unexpected, the immortals wouldn't be blind. There's no way they would choose Iron Pillar. Life shows 100 scenes, and all could be seen here. Iron Pillar's father took him around each table, toasting and introducing one unfamiliar relative after another. That day, Iron Pillar's father drank a lot. He had never been so proud. It wasn't until late at night that the guests began to leave. As they left, Wang Zhuo still wore that same scornful expression. While no one was watching, he leaned toward Iron Pillar and whispered, Stupid boy, you won't be chosen. You're not even as good as Pig Slop. He sneered, then left with his father. Back home, Iron Pillar lay in bed and silently made up his mind. No matter what, he must be selected. Half a month passed quickly. One day, Iron Pillar's fourth uncle arrived in a hurry on a horse-drawn carriage. Iron Pillar's parents quickly welcomed him inside. After washing up, the middle-aged man said urgently, Second brother, second sister-in-law, I can't stay long this time. I came to pick up Iron Pillar immediately. The Hengyu sect will arrive early tomorrow morning. Iron Pillar's father froze, his face showing a trace of reluctance, but he decisively said, Go, Iron Pillar. Go with your fourth uncle. If you're selected, don't be arrogant in the Hengyu sect. If you aren't selected, you don't have to feel burdened. Just come home. Iron Pillar couldn't bear to look at his parents. He nodded firmly. His mother came out of the room holding a bundle and said with affection, Iron Pillar, listen to your fourth uncle when you're out there. Don't cause trouble. The outside world is different from home. Be patient when things get hard. I've packed a few sets of new clothes and your favorite roasted sweet potatoes. I'll miss you. If you're not selected, just come back. As she finished speaking, tears streamed down her face. Iron Pillar had never left the village in his life. This would be his first time away from home. Standing by, fourth uncle was moved and said, Iron Pillar, do your best for your parents. You must be selected. Second brother, second sister-in-law, the family will hold a big celebration banquet in a few days. I'll come pick you up tomorrow morning. The results for the 3 nominated children will be announced then. He then hurriedly pulled Iron Pillar into the carriage, cracked the whip, and rode off proudly. Iron Pillar's parents stood watching the carriage disappear into the distance, their tears flowing endlessly. Husband Iron Pillar has never left our side before. Will he be bullied out there? His mother bit her lip, eyes filled with reluctance. Our boy is growing up, he has his own destiny. Iron Pillar's father lit his pipe and took a deep puff. The wrinkles on his face suddenly deepened,